Okay. How I dislike the why questioning. In my experience, when you ask, when a person asks you why question, it's, I get the notion that they want somebody to blame or they're looking for someone to blame. An example would be, why do I have to pick this up or why do I have to clean this? Why can't anybody else do it? Why do I have to repeat this process and not somebody else? Why am I the only one? Why? It also sounds to me like it's whining, like why, when, whining, why. I'm not saying this is exactly the definition of it. It's just an observation. Why questions are pathetic, in my opinion. They're stupid, they're dumb. The only group or demographic that gets a pass at this, at asking why questions, are kids. Kids don't tend to think of these things. They actually they ask an adult why, which is fine. Kids don't know how to formulate questions, so they ask why. Another thing about why questions that I've realized is that not only they're looking for someone to blame, but they imply as though you have another option. It's like you get to choose left or right. They're equal. You get an equal choice. Like clicking on a mouse, click left or right, click red or blue, green or yellow, white or black, it doesn't matter. You got equal opportunity. So when you choose one, why didn't you choose the other one if it's equally the same? When people ask why questions on anything, they're making the assumption that they could have gone any other route. Why didn't you stay there? Why didn't you move? Why didn't you do this? Like you had a choice in the matter. Doesn't always mean you have a choice. Why questions are, in my opinion, stupid. When you ask how questions are way smarter than why. If something breaks, it could be anything, a wire, a cable, a service, a tree, and it breaks, and when somebody asks, why did it break? That's dumb. A smarter question would be, how did it break? And then prevent it from actually happening in the future. How questions are more important, in my opinion. If you're troubleshooting or finding out how things work, or like a service, how is more meaningful. Now, one can argue that why questions are actually the only way or a way how to get to it, but no. If you're an adult, you should know these things. You should know how to ask questions. You should know how to think. You should know how to actually request for the information you're asking another adult or another human being. Kids ask why questions. That's fine. But an adult person asking why just comes off as being retarded. In my experience, when you talk to 96 different people a day and all they ask is why, you see a way how they think. It's like, this is not my fault. It is your fault. Why do I have to put up with it? Why do I have to do this? It's like, no. It's, how did this happen? How can I prevent it? How can I fix it? How can I make it better? How shall it be done? How is better than why? Why questions are dumb. Why questions are stupid. Why are only used by whiners. Why? I've also come to realize that there are people out there that when they ask why questions, they're too damn lazy to even think on how to come up with the answer. So they ask why to somebody else so they can use their brain power, and then if you mention anything that's wrong with that statement, they'll question you undoubtedly, even though they don't come up with the answer, or they don't realize or they don't want to use any power in thinking because they're too lazy to even think. All right, a good example would be, how much is 3 times 2? 6. Now 3 times 7, 21. Okay. Now 3 times 12, 36. Fine, easy. Now, what is 7 times 13? Ah, shoot, now I have to think. I don't want to do it. You do it. And if you come up with the wrong answer, it'd be like, no, that's not the right answer. And they question it every time. It's like, then why don't you think of it? Why don't you try to come up with the answer? Well, I'm too lazy to think, but I want you to do it anyway. Keep going. No. Use your own goddamn brain power to do it, instead of asking somebody else. So, what people tend to do a lot of times is, okay, if you can do it, why don't you just do it? It's like, there's no money, there's no resource, there's a plethora of things why you wouldn't do it. You can think if you actually use your brain. They say that if you tell people a brain is an app, they probably might use it. I'm starting to wonder if that's true, because a lot of them don't. I might be just overthinking this, but I think I'm onto something. If you want to improve your way of life, don't ask why questions, implying you want to blame someone else. Ask how. How is more a meaningful question. How can get you to the right answer. If I'm actually working on a car, a computer, on anything, doesn't matter what it is, and I say, why did it break? You might get to the right answer at some point. Like, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to be the one fixing it? Why can't somebody else do it? Why can't they just do it for free? Why? Now, if you ask, how did it break? How does it work? I think that's more meaningful. Just my 2 cents.